first read the script, they sent me the script, and then I obviously knew about the original show, and they kind of said whatever you want to do. I mean, the cast of our show is so sort of diametrically different than the original show. Obviously, aside from David Tennant, but the story, the premise is very much the same, but they kind of wanted our take on these characters to be sort of new and fresh. So I watched the first episode because the director of the first episode was directing our first two episodes. So I kind of just wanted to see what it looked like and how visually it was going to look. But I didn't. I think most of us wanted to kind of think of it as a new show and not get too bogged down with what was done, especially because the characters are sort of they're the same people, but obviously with very different actors. So we were pretty thoughtful about not repeating or gauging too much of what we wanted to do based on what somebody else had already done.
And there's a follow-up. As a Canadian, how was Tennant's American accent?
It was great. I've lived in LA for 12 years, so they did have a dialect coach, and she would come to me sometimes and say, like, do you think, I'm like, I'm kind of exactly what I should sound like, that everyone should sort of sound some version of me, so, but I think it's great, yeah. You can see even in the trailer, he sort of had it down, so.
Good.
And Jackie Weaver has an American accent too, which is impressive also. Hey.
Since moving to the U.S., you've come up to Canada a lot.
Yeah.
This show was done in Vancouver and Victoria.
Yeah.
So how does it feel being a Canadian back in Canada?
This is great. I mean, I always try to think of it as like, global is going to be where my family gets to watch the show. It's, I obviously live in the States. I've lived there for a while, and but any opportunity I get to come back and support not just Canada, but anyone who knows me and knows I'm very proud to be from here. So any chance I can come up here and support something I've done, or support Canadian film or anything to do with Canada, I'm happy to be here. So this was another opportunity. So, I mean, I'm generally very critical of stuff that I do, if not hate it. So, but this is the first thing I've done in quite a while that I'm really excited for people to see. So.
Does your family have a plan for the premiere night? Are you going to watch it?
I don't. You generally don't have to make my family watch the stuff that I do. They do. They get my parents usually get the group of their sort of social friends, and we have a big basement at the house that I grew up in, and so they have everyone over and do like a group viewing for most things, which is very sweet and very nice. So I usually get a picture on my phone of all the people in my basement getting drunk and watching whatever show it is that's on TV. So.
And what's the one thing you miss living in LA about Canada?
Well, I have to buy the NHL package on DirecTV, so I don't get to watch as much hockey, or as I have to really sift to find Blue Jays games. So, but it's everything. Thankfully, there's a lot of Canadians in LA, so I still have a few friends that I hang out with. My managers from Canada, so I'm married to an American, so my home now is there, but I try to get back here as much as I can.